Hello everybody, hello. Sorry about the weird random delay and the slight appearance of the stream is ending screen. That was me fixing chat. I am here. And we are only still starting. You gotta love it when plugins decide to break completely at random. That has... No, don't do the thingy. No. Hide timestamps. For the love of God. Why would I even want timestamps? Here we go. Love some... It would have been shorter if chat worked. Plus, I mean, it would have been a lot worse if I was actually doing it in the live scenes instead of in the studio. Ryan Wilson, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave, Matt. I hope you enjoy your stay. Yeah, random breakage is the worst. Now, this This chat does have a habit of lagging and being a bit weird, so I'm a bit concerned about it. I've got coffee, so I don't care. Hello, Nathaniel. I can see you. Don't worry. I don't... Well, I rarely intentionally ignore people. I'll put it that way. Was that... I swear I heard somebody trying to talk just then. Hello, Nathaniel. You can stop saying hi now. That was a microwave fry. Gone. I had burgers instead. Hello, Benji. I saw your message on Facebook last night. I didn't quite understand, like, what you were wanting, because there wasn't a question attached. Come to think of it, I do need to send a couple of messages myself in the next day or two. Facebook, yes, to the channel page, Massey. Am I? I'm good. Not long out of bed, and I've done the most uncomfortable thing in the world. aka taking my steroids, and I'm feeling okay now. Apart from the whole, I'm still on steroids thing. What is that? Of course, I start streaming and then everybody starts going around downstairs and shouting at each other. Did I shave my beard? I've trimmed it a couple of times, Dominic, but I haven't, like, completely shaved it. I've not been clean shaven in like 5 years. If not a bit longer than that, actually. Is it coming to console? No, never, Tom. Nothing ever comes to console. Have you not heard them complaining? Like, nothing ever comes to console. Every map is terrible. Every mod is terrible unless it's by Black Sheep. In which case it is the best mod in the world ever. I don't get that fanboyism. Downloaded Blender last night. Yeah, good luck learning that. I never said it was going to be easy to learn modding. I always find it funny that, like, the elements of the console community that are always demanding mods are always claiming there's no mods on console. Did these people ever play like FS15 or FS13 when there were literally no mods on consoles? When's the multiplayer coming back? Probably never, Thomas. Like, we can't record it anytime soon because Faye's not got any internet. We can't record it during the week either because Faye's working when me and Sim are free. We can't record it most days because I'm asleep when Sim's free. We can't record it in the evening time because Sim's usually busy. Like, it's a case of there is no time that suits all of us. Computer decided to break as soon as Blender was downloadable. Oh, fun! Yeah, Blender is quite intensive. Tom is free. I mean, you could... If we ever do get that back, Tom, you could feel free to join as a guest. Because it does end up with just the three of us rolling tractors everywhere. And trolling each other. I just realised I'm drinking my coffee with the wrong hand. How am I supposed to shill? I can't see the logo. I should probably close my door at some point, actually, because it's like half open. I'm gonna get the combine going on this next pass. And I'm actually gonna get up and close the door. Because it's half open and it's annoying me. FSUK down, it's just your stupid PC. Perhaps? Let me check. Where's one of my many FSUK tabs? Here. FSUK seems okay to me. Oh, this is IC. I need to rebind IC to right shift again. Whee! Harvesting at 20 miles an hour. Hello, Ian. Be back in a second, guys. I need to close my door. There we go. Just you. Just your computer hating it. I think people have given up asking Tom the inevitable questions, which is kind of interesting. Hello, EJ Gaming. How are you doing today? Hello, GD. How's it going? It's going good. Apart from the fact that I started like an hour late again, it's going good. We're gonna go until 8-ish, maybe a bit later. I feel like my voice is fully back. But I see the new 6,000 gallon Abbey Slurry tank. In real life, or is there like a mod, JD? Because like, I can never tell when somebody asks a question like that in chat. Hang on, a 6,000 gallon? That's awful small. Hello, Massey Man and Tino. The ultimate question, yes. To be honest, it entertains me at this point because I know that you're just going to spam time out of them. As I drink from the only mug in the world that is guaranteed to never be taken from me. 6,000 gallons small. Oh! Wait. Am I getting this completely backwards? Yes, I am. I thought these were 25,000 gallon. No, 6,000 gallons, huge. This is what happens when I deal entirely in litres and somebody brings up, or an Abby decide to do everything in gallons. You found Blender on your phone? Come to think of it, why would anybody in Ireland have any use for a 6,000 gallon tanker? That's massive! I got mixed up between litres and gallons, JD. That's what, 30... Yeah, 30,000 litres, 27,300 litres? That's huge! Every tanker is gallons, just the farmers being awkward. Oh, so it's like ships always being measured in knots instead of kilometers per hour. And airplanes as well, actually. Knots and feet. To move all the water we have. That'll be a fine task. There's a few lakes that I know of that are regarded as bottomless. I think one of them was used to test a mini-sub at one point. Hello there, how are you doing today? Max and numbers. Pursuing excellent and another 54,000 certified. Yeah, I'd imagine the newest ones would be like 3,000 gallons, because Abbey traditionally only really went up to 2,500. Like, jumping to 6,000 from that is a bit much. Just enjoying Oakfield. I think everybody is at this point. We're still in that honeymoon period where everybody wants nothing but Oakfield. And because I'm not playing this off camera, which I rarely play maps off camera, means I get to stay fresh and delicious with it, and you guys will have to help me find everything. Hello, Bill. More coffee. Delicious, delicious coffee from a very good mug. I saw you looking around that. Is that as good as it looks? FSUK is an Oakfield spam problem. The spam problem's so bad, Bill, that it knocked Tom X off. Like, Tom X can't actually get on FSUK at the moment because there's so much Oakfield spam. Shameless mug plug. What do you mean, shameless mug plug? This is a fantastic mug and I really like it. Now my mug's empty, what am I going to do? I mean, there's nothing wrong with this mug. It's a very good mug. Just pointing out that it's a good mug. 4,000 was the biggest... I always thought the biggest was 2,500. The biggest I've seen is 2,500 for sure. And that's why the 6,000 kind of confuses me. What about the next mod that everybody wants will be? It's probably going to be Matt's DLC. Or Peter J's Massey Pack. Hello, Fahy. Decided to use some of that mobile internet, have you? So foreign markets. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense then. It actually makes a lot more sense if they're making products just for overseas, because I know Abby tends to sell to Australia. Using litres rather than gallons. Well, then now you know how I feel. I only understand metric. Yeah, it has been a while actually, yeah. Disappearing mod in the sheds, it was doing the same but in fields. That script... Fred, that shouldn't be happening. You stand corrected. What has Mike thrown into chat? The EU... Is that... That is a completely ridiculous... Thank goodness that's an opinion piece and not actually fact. Because if that was... if that was fact, then... Good lord. What a ridiculous statement to make. And it's from 2014, yeah. But it's still like the fact that it's from 2014 doesn't make it any less ridiculous. I've taken the wrong turn. Hopefully this isn't gonna be like some solid map edge. Wait, have I taken the wrong? I haven't taken the wrong turn. Hooray! Oh good, that field's not supposed to be workable. It's a good place to store bales though, if you're not using seasons. Just like dump them over the fence and away you go. Ooh, is there storage over this farm? And there's a second. Yes, there is. It's not a sell point. That's not a. Hang on a minute. Does this all go into the central storage? So we got 12,799. And we got 19,708. So that'd be what, 23 odd thousand, 24 odd thousand, we'll say, if it all goes into central storage. Not for soybeans. I am not good at maths because that's 32 odd thousand. So it does go into the central. That's really helpful. Steep. That's really steep. So yeah, I've just sped up doing work on this field like tenfold. The poor Fahy is too busy like trying to steal stuff off Oakfield to actually play the map and enjoy it. Hello, Finnish farmer. How I'm doing good. How are you doing today? Bullet Bill is doing troubleshooting in the chat. 1070 Ti. How much RAM do you have, Fred? Oxy missed the soybeans off that farm by accident. Nothing a little tweak in G can't fix. This is the way I see things now in maps. It's like, that's a minor thing, I'll just tweak it in G and fix it. It'll take all of 30 seconds, but benefits outweigh the time I'd spend fixing it. The Valley of the Old Farm would take like hours to try and fix in G. Because every time I looked at that map, I found something new that was broken. Have I played Undermarred Farm? No. And the reason for that, Benji, is I really strongly dislike square fields on Irish maps. We're gonna get the highest settings. 16 gigs RAM. Fred, what's your processor speed? Like with the processor, you'll see like whatever GHZ. What's the number before that? I get the feeling you've got a bottleneck in your processor. There's always something broken in every map. Yeah, it's just kind of fun to try and find that something and fix it. The Valley of the Old Farm again. Really good if you want to learn GE quick. The map has a ghost. Does it have a ghost again? Has the ghost of Thornton Farm reared its head again? What's the clock speed though, Fred? Because I don't have like a mental like handbook of all processors in the world ever. What machinery have I got on this map? Literally some they'll be used. If I go into the garage, because it's gonna be the easiest way. Yeah, my CPU doesn't really hold me back that much or too often. If I could get it running turbo mode, then it never would. Oh, there's chat screwing up. Where's the big bud? Not here. We got a JCB Fast Track 3000 Extra, a Valtra S, a Dolly, you'll see why. Vogel new Terradisc, Vader Shadow P to A600S, Kuhn GA9531. I'm actually going to replace the sealer. A Flegel Timber Runner, a chainsaw, a Kuhn Tether, a Kuhn mower, Chrome Big Pack, and the bale collector, Class Lexion, and a 10.5 meter header for it. I swear I had a third tractor. I do. New Allen T6 and a Marson Ace 10. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to sell off the cedar, because what I did, I think yesterday, was I remembered to activate the horse pack. And they are way too big. In fact, that was a terrible idea. I'm going to rebuy the cedar. That is not the right cedar. That was a bad idea. I will also eventually, like, fairly soon buy the Tempo F8. Am I actually missing anything from this, like, arrangement? Yes, I am. Just while I'm in the ship, let us get this thing will be quite fitting for the map, I think. Oh, and also, because I'm gonna basically need to do this, let's get, how many 180 plus horsepower? Let's get 2 of these. 1, 2. Because I want to do something in the options menu that I don't usually do. Oh, it's turned on. That needs to be off. I'm going to keep periodic ploughing on, which means that I need to plough the fields. It's something that I don't usually do in the like 90% of maps, but because the plough texture on this map is so good. Why have I got 2 diggers? Because I was doing like kind of a weird live first look on them the other day. 4 gigahertz. You shouldn't. Like, you've got very similar specs to me. You shouldn't have any issues. I'm guessing it then it's the mods that you're using are the issue. Like, I'll openly tell you guys, my settings are turned down like detuned from what my PC can actually do, but that's because number 1, I like having solid 60. Number 2, I'm streaming, which actually takes quite a lot of power to do. It sounds like the maybe Ian would be better to say this to. Sounds like the script's misfiring and launching itself off on fields. Which I was under the impression that was attached to a trigger. So that shouldn't be happening. "5 hours in your quad truck by only ploughing and seeding." Yeah. I am tempted, in all honesty, to get a quad track on this map. Or, John Deere 9R. To get one of the one of the big plows out. I feel like it'll be, one of the few maps where a big ass plow would be necessary. running a quad track in this area on. It's not a bad mix. Kind of half landish. Bill, you've raised a good point. Was it by any chance parked very near to a shed? Fred. Was the Colt plow easily? The Colty plow? Ooh. Field 40. Fred? The tractor disappeared because the field is so big you went outside render distance. I think that's what happened. Was that you actually left the render circle of the tractor. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying, I haven't said this yet, and we're going for like half an hour. If you are enjoying, feel free to hit that like button, and please do subscribe as well. Harvesting field 43. It's still with the size of the field. On this edge here, this is probably slightly more than the render distance of the tractor. And if you've got a tractor parked here and you're harvesting over here, that's outside render distance. What is this photorealistic thing Giants of Focus are on about for FS19? It seems they're changing the graphics engine a bit up again, which means mods will have to have a bit of extra work. We're close to that empty harvester. Ah. Yeah, that sounds like the script might have misfired. Or there's an errant trigger over there. Can I play on the Grail map? I did before, Sean Kelly, and basically nobody watched. Even though I had the map creator in there, nobody was watching. Why is my phone gone off? Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. That's the weather. Hello. Hello, Alex. But I'm so good with my phone, just like every notification. Don't care about this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this. I guess the next thing to do is to you're the same problem. Now, see, if that happened in sheds, then it's intended. If not, then yeah, that's a bit of a problem. How am I? I am good. Hello, Tommy. Hello, 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 Tommy. Do sugar canes on something? Oh, I've got. Lord. Actually, just out of curiosity, because I didn't. I'm so glad he didn't. So for anybody wondering, you can't actually do, well, you can, but you shouldn't do sugarcane on this map, because you can't sell it. You can't sell sugarcane on this map. It'll work. You'll be able to seed it and harvest it probably, possibly, but good luck. Actually selling it, even if it even works in the first place. When am I doing a multiplayer video? Did I say I was? When did I say I was doing a multiplayer video? I don't recall saying I'd do a multiplayer video. I said that I do recall saying the multiplayer is probably not happening anymore because we can't find the time to do. Okay. We can't find the time to do it. Because none of our schedules match up anymore. You won't even be able to see it. That's... Do you know what? I'm going to upload Oxygendavid for that. Videos will be returning this week. They'll be returning Tuesday. Primarily because I don't want to record tonight. I actually want to keep myself free
Hello,
to
Dave. Dave there.
potentially help out a friend that I was helping late last night, early this morning, who's got some stuff going on, and I want to keep myself kind of free from long-term stuff for the night, just because he's got some real-life dramatizations and stuff happening. Can I bring the combine over into the next field? Will it fit out through the gap? Because I want to actually I know multi-terrain angle doesn't work with potatoes. Yes, it's never worked with potatoes. Multi-terrain angle has, in all the years that it's existed, never worked with potatoes. So let's get the baler rolling. I'm not even accelerating. You only learned that today. Yeah, it's been a thing for... When was multi-terrain angle first out? Since FS13? Instead of the oversized chainsaws. Yeah. Like, Landy likes the forestry function. I disagree. And honestly, that just comes down to personal preference, whether or not you like the stuff. Tips to decrease lag and increase FPS. Step 1: make sure your mods actually work correctly. If they've got errors, then good luck. Bye bye mod. Tip 2: use less stuff. Have less equipment on your map. Tip 3: turn down your graphics settings. 3 easy steps to get more FPS. Use good quality mods. Use less stuff. In general. Not too many mods in one place, just less stuff. And turn down your graphics settings a small bit. Like with the advanced settings, have it all set to 100%. Because there's no need for it to be any higher. This is just use forestry here. Forestry is pretty easy, it's just boring and time consuming. Quite honestly. Let's do a bit of baling and then we'll grab one of the plows and get plowing. You can hear the tractor powering the plunger in this baler now, which is really nice. You can hear the engine going up and down in revs, which technically isn't realistic, hilariously enough. Because this thing has a freaking huge flywheel that actually keeps the momentum from the PTO going. This tractor isn't powerful enough to power the baler. Yeah, there, Oxy. So that's... how powerful is this Valtra? 350 horsepower isn't powerful enough. Well, I guess we'll just have to get a realism tractor, won't we? I think 692 horsepower might just be enough. And I do actually want to get a plow for this thing. I was planning on getting it anyway, it's just... Now I got a good excuse. Now the Salford is non-reversible. That's kind of crappy. So we'll get the Titan 11. Quadtrack shouldn't have... Oh, delivery space is blocked. Quadtrack shouldn't have much of an issue pulling the Titan. In fact, seeing as we're going to be going down to the main yard with it, we might as well get the Titan now and just... we can actually... Oh, we can plow field 9 real quick. Get rid of that weird little grass glitch. Got some high rollers in chat tonight, yeah? It's not unrealistic to have the quadtrack in the area. Yeah, I know. Is that my mechanical keyboard? Yes. I'm not using the wheel because my room is a disaster and can't find the thing. Why do I need 3 plows? 2 are going to be on courseplay, and this is going to be the plow that I actually use. The other 2 plows will be on backer tractors on courseplay. And ooh, convenient way out of the shop. Past David's Tasty Burgers. Yeah, the bar just keeps raising, and I don't think it should I think it should only encourage people into mapping that see that the bar can continuously be raised by pretty much anybody. If you put enough time, attention, and care about the details enough, anybody can raise the bar. Do I like the wheel? Yes. It's just that the force feedback isn't working at the moment because I can't find the power transformer because it's under some stuff. And I don't have the farm sim wheel, by the way, Sean. I've got a Logitech G27 because I have standards. On the bright side, it makes it much, much easier to limbo when the bar just keeps going up. Glad he didn't cave to collision pressure. Joe has not tried to move a header trailer or some bales through the hedges yet. Yeah, guys, don't forget to hit likes. Let's I don't know how many likes we're on. Let's try and get 50 likes at the very least today. We've got 73 of you here. If everybody hit like right now, we'll be on 73 likes. Yeah, I was looking at the pictures on the Mount Hub. I felt so sorry for the map maker that it just, like through no fault of his own, released on exactly the wrong day. How do I look, Oakfield? It's fantastic. Like, I know this is true, but it feels like a proper British map. It's the kind of map where I want to kind of get the Profi hopper out and mow the verges. Wait, field 9. Oh. I've accidentally forgotten to take the right turn. Buffering all the time. Is there buffering, guys? There seems to have been some buffering because yeah, my stream's slightly behind. I'm not in game at the moment, so I've crashed and stuff like that. Oh, I haven't crashed. I don't know what it's like for optimization. I'll have to have a look through it myself tonight. What I have done is I've missed my turn off. Magic hedge. That Polish map is very good. Yeah, it looks fantastic. The pictures are astounding. I'll probably We'll probably have a look at it. Might even go as far as doing a spotlight on, because that looks... I won't be able to pronounce the name of it. What tracks do I have? I've got a Fent, I've got a Valtra, a Fast Track, a T6 Blue Power, and the Quad Track, because I need something to pull the plow. You started the map and your tractor isn't disappearing anymore. That's really bizarre. Also, hello, monster. Yeah, I'm probably going to download that Polish map tonight and see how I like it. And if I like it, I might do a mod spotlight or a map spotlight and say, guys, this is good alternative if you want one of those European style maps instead of just playing British style map all the time. Can we get a cut? No. Get the little 20B, what? Also, for the people who were asking for it, I do now have the Bailey trailers activated on this save game. I'm not going to use them, I still prefer using the Marston. But 150 decibel air horn... Actually, that's a proper horn on this thing. Where'd that track come from? The shop. Is that weird, just out of curiosity, is that weird glitch still a thing? Yes. I don't know why that's a thing. For those of you that haven't seen it, this is the fantastic plow texture on Oakfield that looks like actual plowed ground and is quite stunning indeed. Donlosolkowis? Sounds like a train now. It's a proper horn for something this size. Giants take note. They will. I have no doubt in my mind that they will. Yeah, the Polish map just looks stunning in the screenshots. Now don't flip again. Go forward and go down. There we go. Like, this field actually looks plowed, and I love the way the normals make it, like the plow texture pop a bit. Because fun fact for anybody who was ever wondering, these textures are completely flat. Field 9 is grass until you've worked it. Ah, okay. Yeah, I think this would be a good small crop field. Plow isn't extended. Yes, it is. Because like when it's folded, it goes up like that. When it's unfolded, it goes down like this. This is it fully extended. This is as wide as it gets. Don't think you'd ever see a quad track in a field this small, by the way. 3D textures and you'll be happy. That's what the normals are for. Is to basically become an optical illusion that there is some sort of 3D effect there. It's an old way of doing it. Mouse control. Oh my god, I never knew this thing was mouse controlled. Legitimately never knew this thing was mouse controlled. Aaron, you don't need the compost master. Well, you can use the compost master, I think. Assuming the two composts won't conflict. But there is compost on the map already. I never knew this thing had mouse control. Yeah, mouse controls and GPS mod don't like each other at all. Also, look at how far off straight I've managed to go in just like a few passes. Because this is the straight line that I had, essentially. And I've managed to go so far off it. I'm speechless for a few seconds. Yeah. My back is hurting. Okay, I've got an idea. That's what I want to know now. I know there is a... There we go. That'll like show my back up a bit. Also, props to the people who did subscribe. It looks like they actually unsubscribed again afterwards because they just wanted the shout out. Yeah, that's better. I've been playing this game for 2 years and I never knew this thing was mouse controlled. Get the Krone Swadro TC930. Okay, let's go into my mods, and that is a windrower, isn't it? Windrower. Krone Swadro. Don't have it because it's ARM team and it's crap. I don't download ARM Team's mods anymore. I'm gonna get shouted at for that, aren't I? There's a glitch with this plow on hills. Does it go off on a wonky angle by any chance? Oh! Here's the thing, Bill. That glitch might not happen to me because MR. That might be a physics glitch, and MR might fix it. Hilariously. Either that or you mean the fact that it bottoms out a lot, which, yeah. How many cans do I have on my feet? 2, actually. It's just that I keep kicking them. Well, to be fair, you're not supposed to plow across the slope anyway. Well, you are, but, I mean, yeah. For maximum traction, you shouldn't. Don't understand ARM team. Massey, I can explain it very easily. The Mod Hub now pays money for mods. Look at where... I got the quad track stuck on a wall. Oh my god, this is the worst wall in the world. Do I like the Heron trailer? Yes! I had it before it released, and... I don't have it now because it's not MR, but I do like it. Rip? What's RIP for? Alex, why RIP? It's not much of a slope, but still does it. Hello, Owen. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream, feel free to hit the like button and feel free to subscribe. It's all completely
Hello,
free.
Dave. That Dave. Dave there.
Nitro has just done so. Nitro, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. Benji, guys, are you just gonna ask me to do like random mod reviews for the rest of the stream? John Deere Radar by Tech Mods is okay. It's like not the greatest mod in the world. It's not the worst. I like how it handles. Massey, the chat's glitchy. That's why I don't usually use this chat. Their graphics something to show you in the Gearbox? I don't know, Tommy. I don't use Gearbox. I can't stand Gearbox. Yeah, no, Massey, that's the thing. It's just this chat. The chat that I'm having to use today is a bit glitchy. There is a wonderful optical illusion going on with this plow texture actually right now. Because it's going off at such weird angles because I was plowing badly, it actually looks like parts of it are drier than others. Like this pass looks very dry because it's going off at an angle the camera's kind of looking at, whereas this pass looks very wet. Do I like Tackling? I don't like his content. I don't like the fact that he is almost offensively inoffensive. Like he wants to try and keep everybody happy, and he pretty much as a direct result is kind of stuck in a rut that I don't think he can get out of it. I wish he'd go just do his own thing and realize, know that it's his channel and own the fact that it's his channel. He can do what he wants with it. I think Landy said the same thing. It'd be nice if everyone would. Do I have to turn the bloody radio off all the time here now? Radio off. It'd be nice if everyone would just like do his own thing instead of being, I hate to say it, a bit of a yes man. See, Sean, I think I've offended Sean by saying I don't particularly like Dagwan's content. I like the guy, I don't like the fanboys. They just irritate the crap out of me. Played on for almost 19 hours. Nitro, are you insane? Are you actually insane? Because that's how to burn yourself out of a map in a week. That's the thing, Payne, is like, that's what irritates me about him, and that's why I don't like his content, is like, there's no personality. It's almost like his channel is run by a video generating robot. Like, if he showed his personality, because he has in some videos, and those videos are fantastic. I wish he'd do that a bit more. Yeah, someone definitely doesn't know what pacing is, because I played this for about 2 hours yesterday. Well, about, what, 2 hours Friday, a little over an hour yesterday, and it's going to be about 2 hours today. And like, to be fair to me, I'm going to be playing it probably for about 3 hours tomorrow for recording purposes. But I tend to not play Farm Sim all that much because I literally can't afford to get burnt out of it too badly. You know, I gotta enjoy the game constantly, so I don't play it all that much. That said, this is an addictive map. What do I like the most? Right now it's the plow texture. It kind of changes to like depending on what I'm doing. But this plow texture is fantastic. The optimization, I guess, is just astounding. And probably one of the most impressive things technically. Ian's little script for the sheds is, I think, a game changer for map makers. I like the fact that it's a British map with huge fields. Like, there's you know, the fields on this are the size of most American maps' fields. Would ever do an ETS series? Alex, look at the channel. There is a playlist. I'll actually be returning to Eurotruck very soon. I'm just kind of trying to get my room reset up for using the wheel properly. I have trouble sleeping too, mainly because I usually end up playing like solitaire or helping a friend out with relationship problems at 7 in the morning. Which is what I was doing this morning, by the way. So, you know, you gotta love that. Didn't know that? No, yeah, I do have ETS series. It's restarted like 3 times now, but there is an ETS series on the channel. I think the field size actually seems right for the size tractor. No, I would say this is more of a 6-furrow plow size field, or even a 4-furrow. Like, you wouldn't really have something this big plowing in a field like this. You've spent 370 hours on FS17 since it came out. I've spent 1,356 hours in Farm Sim 17. If only G had an hour counter. That is something I don't ever want to see. I dread to think how many hours I put into my map and not be anywhere near finished with it. So, like I said, I don't play much Farm Sim. I actually have hours that would rival, you know, most people's. It's that what happens with me and Landy and Simulate is that we actually not so much Simulate, but we play to record and we play to stream, and that time all adds up. And then you've got the very odd times where we'll kind of decide we need to test something off camera or finish a job off camera or something, and we'll spend 2-3 hours doing that as well. You don't have it on Steam. Yeah, that's kind of the downside of the Giants version. Or an upside if you want. Like, Glendy doesn't know how long he's got in it. We're estimating he's got roughly the same as me. Maybe 1,500 hours. You bought it on Steam on Christmas Day. I bought it on launch on Steam. And 1,300 hours total. Almost all of that videos and streams. Hello, Martin, and Your name is in Cyrillic, so I can't read it. You played Farm Sim for 1101 hours. That's not bad. I'd like to see somebody beat my FS13 record, which, after I bought it on Steam and I had a couple of 100 if not 1,000 hours in it before. Farming Simulator 2013, please. So I'm gonna say my FS13 record for hours in Farm Sim. This is my all-time like record for hours in a game. Is gonna be roughly about 3,000. Oh, you found it out? I am now want to find out myself, Bill. Because I thought it was field edge or map edges, but it's not. Field indicator node has to be placed on the terrain detail layer in the field. Ah! And field 2 is the same. Yeah. And field 1. Are there any others that aren't gonna work with Courseplay then? So fields 1, 2 and 13 won't work with Courseplay. And that's it. But we've now learned something new about Courseplay. I think it's just as valuable learning something new about Courseplay as it is learning or having fields work properly, I guess. Hey, Artie. Yeah, that's something that should kind of be public knowledge, and it's surprising in a way that it's not. Because I always wondered with like certain maps why the field indicators are often weird places. And I guess that must be it, just so that it works with Courseplay. No, Massey, it's basically the way the Courseplay works is it looks for. I'll just bring up the map. Actually, I'll bring up this map over here because this has the cutouts in. It looks for the like where the field indicator is, and in field 13, it's here, right in this little island. In field 2, it's. That's not going to help. It's here on a little island. In field 1, it's here on a little island. In every other field on the map, maybe field 33 as well, actually, it might have a problem. But in every other field, it's on top of the cultivated texture or the, like, FS17 grass texture. Actually, field 26 might have a minor issue too. And that's what's causing the problem. It's something that none of us even thought about. Bob, we were just talking about the field 13 issue. It's basically Oxygendavid didn't know about a Courseplay limitation when he was making the map. Field 24 will have an issue. Yeah. Field 13, Field 2, Field 1 and Field 24 will not work with Courseplay because Oxygendavid was not aware of a Courseplay limitation that is like buried in the dev notes and not actually like easily available. The cedar from the base game is invisible. You're more than 30 meters away from it if it's in a shed, Bob. Walk towards it. Because if I... Do I have something down over here that I can show off? I do, I've got a T6. If I were to put this T6 into a shed... So let's just drive over here, pop this into a shed. We can show off the script. I don't know if it's going to work with this shed, but it'll definitely work with this one over here. Yeah, you just have to use manual edge attack. So that's in a shed now. If I go over here, once I get far enough away, the tractor disappears magically. You can see that it is actually fading out as an LOD, which... Here's something that maybe you didn't know. The LODs are dots. Just lots and lots of dots. You can see kind of fading back in. There's a point where it's like the most dotty, and you can see different bits of it disappearing, but that's the... Well, that's called the FPS script by Ian at work. It is an intended thing. Oh, there's a fence inside the hedge. Okay. Can you calculate the field edge? Yep. All I have to do is... This field works with courseplay. This is field 9, so if I go over to here, you'll see field 9 is in the list. But if you calculate current field's edge path, you can see a little blue line appearing around the field. That is your edge path. You go down to field edge path number, you bring it up to whatever you want it to be. This is field 9. Actually just set it to 8 for a second. And then you just add it to the list. And that'll save the edge path. That's how you do it. But you have to be like on the cultivated or the croppy portion of the field. Can't just be off of the edge. So if you got crop destruction on, you might want to get yourself some care wheels just for just for ease. It's on the map but you can't see it. It's probably in a shed and you're more than 30 meters away from it, Bob. Ice, you don't even need to crouch. You don't even need to crouch, you just need to pick it up and you'll start pinging off. You guys are having some weird issues with this map. I swear. Yeah, it works on any map and you don't even need to be crouching. You just actually... Here's a tree over here. Let's... This is gonna cause problems later, but meh. Oh, because this is... Yeah, this tree's wonked. Never mind. Ooh, I've got bits of trees over here, don't I? So, here's a bit of a tree. Standing on top of it. Muscles mod on. Or maybe you do need to be crouched. Yeah, you do need to be crouched. Just stand on top of it. Very carefully stand on top of it, uncrouch, and you go flying off into space. Until you hit something or you let go. You can even kind of guide yourself around the map a bit. Like if you start running, you can actually fly around the map. Then you accidentally fall off the branch and... You actually fall faster than the branch does. Fun fact. For some reason the player falls at a consistent speed, whereas the branch is affected by actual gravity. So you start off falling faster than the branch. Back over to field 9 where we're continuing to plough. Yeah, you can sprint over. Yeah, you can basically run around the map on top of a flying branch. You can also do it with Bale's ice. Like if you got a mod that allows for muscles mode or something, or some sort of like grabbing cheat, you can run around on top of bales and fly around the map. Or if you got small bales. Andrew Geach, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. Let's get turned around. I think we're doing pretty well here for like plowing time. When you get off work, you'll be great. Isn't that true for everybody? Except me, I guess. Don't have that. You don't have game extension or creator tools? Strongly recommend either or. Because creator tools comes with a handy dandy money cheat, which I've just realized I have everything I need. Forgot that I sold everything before I turned on the money cheat. Well, we can afford a new field immediately. $60 likes. Let's get up to 100 likes, guys. Come on. Fed up with the same old tractors, fit new automobile? Then use different ones. Spreading compost field 13 while watching the stream. Very nice, Josh. Very nice indeed. Actually, that's the thing. I need to get myself a manure spreader. We'll get the PS3 401 for €7,000. Can't wait for the new farm sim. Can't wait to see us. Wait until the DLCs come out at least, Andrew. Wait until the last of the DLCs comes out, which will be the mod contest DLCs. For the first time ever, Giants could actually be releasing 2 DLCs on one day. Is it March 29th? 100% sure that Matt XGS will have a DLC out that day. The Classics Pack, there's also potentially, and I'm going to be honest, I've heard there are many concerns about this that have been raised by both Giants and the modders involved, but Team FSI have potentially maybe got a DLC coming that day as well. Which is going to be some Grimmett equipment for potatoes, although it seems like expectations for that are quite low. And honestly mine are low as well, because I don't really... I'll be honest, I don't trust the FSI team to make something that's functional and optimized. And looks good. How do you change the reset point? That is in... That would be in GE, Bob. And it is pretty easy, but it's a pain if you don't know what you're doing. I actually want to swap what side this is ploughing on, because it's just derping the corners with the current way. It's actually derping a lot with the current way, because it's ploughing in the wrong direction. Because this time we're doing some proper land ploughing, and we just need to kind of be here-ish, and the plough's going to go nice and deep into the field. And derp up, well, it'll derp on the corners still, because it actually makes sense for it to derp like that on the corners, but less derpy overall. And I know that I missed this bit over here. That was somewhat intentional. New DLC for potatoes. That's what we need. I would argue the classics is more what Farm Sim needs. Potatoes to me are just a time sink and a waste of time. Going later tonight. Yeah, because I started late. I'm going to go until 8 o'clock. It only feels right to me. Then I'll make myself a quick bite to eat, probably like a sandwich, and just chill out for the evening. That said, if I get a text from my friend saying he needs to talk, I will just kind of drop the stream within 2 minutes, because I did promise him that I'd be free from 7 o'clock. Hey, BF! I did promise him I'd be free from 7, so there's a minor chance that I'll just randomly say gotta go and then kill the stream. Quad-track seems a bit big to say the least. Thing is, seems to see with the size of fields on this map, I think a quad-track, comically, is actually a realistic sized tractor for the area. Usually I'll use something like this as a meme tractor and joke about it, but no, I think the quad track is actually somewhat fitting. I think even, I'll go as far as to say this, the Big Bud's 450, the small Big Bud, the baby Bud. I think that would fit on this map quite nice. When is the launch of that rocket that I was talking about yesterday? The attempt, and there's always an attempt, it is never a guarantee, is planned for 6:30 PM GMT on Tuesday. Now, in the time between now and then, they might delay it because they found a problem, or move the window, potentially. Like, it's a 3-hour window they've got to do it, because there's nothing passing overhead in that time period. And basically there are a million and one things that could go wrong between now and then with an experimental rocket. Even with a known quantity rocket, things can go wrong. This is a complete experimental thing, so anything can go wrong at any point. Tie into Planet Defend 800. Ice, you don't need to close the stream to play the game. You can have it open in the background. I usually have streams open when I'm playing games. Is it in a game? What do you mean, Adam? Quadrack's perfect for Oakfield. I wouldn't say perfect, but I'd say a good fit. I actually think, even though I'm not using it because I overuse it, I think the Challengers would be a pretty perfect fit. The rocket. No, it is in real life. In real life, a rocket is launching on Tuesday, 6:30ish PM, which means that the stream might just randomly abruptly stop on Tuesday, and I might be like suddenly quiet and counting down to something that you can't see off camera, because I am going to have that stream ready to go. And I'll be using all of my equipment that I've got, well, my software, so that I can watch that stream while streaming. Only the horse seeder doesn't appear, the others are fine. That's really odd, Bob. I don't know what you've managed to do to the game, but you've broken it somehow. Just one field left to plant with your Fendt 939. Very nice, Curtis. Again, a good sized tractor for this map. I think realistically, like as starter equipment, you're going to be going like medium to large size. You're going to want like at least a 6-meter seeder. I would say you know, 6, 7, 8, 9 meter cultivator. Decent sized plows. What rocket? The Falcon Heavy. The most powerful rocket currently in existence for the next, I think SLS-1 is planned. Well, SS-2 technically is planned for next year. Most powerful rocket in existence until about next year or the year after, when NASA is going to retake that title with the most powerful rocket in history. The Space Launch System. Where's my music from? It's from Pretzel.rocks. All copyright free sounds. Or like licensed sounds that are free to use by anybody. Through Pretzel. And it is very good. Yes, Dan has just kind of reminded me of something I forgot to mention. The payload on the rocket is a Tesla. You're the only one who's using small machinery in Oakfield. I mean, I would use small machinery if I was playing this for myself. And I'd be using a lot of small machinery and several tractors and probably making quite heavy use of courseplay, but for YouTube purposes I am using, you know, this larger stuff just because, number one, it's faster, and number two, I rarely use it. I rarely actually use like big boy toys like the quad track. And I'm trying to use equipment that I use less often. I know that I'm using the T6 again, but that's just because I love the Blue Power paint job, and I do need something to use as a front loader tractor. We're not gonna... No, I'm not gonna be playing Elton John in the background, Dan. Mainly because that's copywritten. And in fact, the car, the Tesla, the payload has been very heavily detailed by Elon Musk. It's going to be a cherry red Tesla Roadster. I am making absolutely none of this up. A cherry red Tesla Roadster launched on a billion-year elliptical orbit to Mars. And it's going to be playing Space Oddity by, and it's not been confirmed, either David Bowie or Chris Hadfield. I kind of think Chris Hadfield's version would be better, because that would then be Space Oddity sung by a song that was recorded in space, being played in space by a car that is in space. Show the rocket can handle it. Yeah, that's kind of the point. It's just with one of their flamethrowers. No, not with the flamethrowers. The flamethrowers were a later idea. Although they've been renamed to not a flamethrower because apparently customs don't like people trying to send flamethrowers to different countries. So let's go and do some baling now. The most realistic tractor for baling in history. Yeah, I could have bought a T8 for this, but meh. See you finish, farmer. It's a weapon of mass destruction. Well, I mean, it's not... Technically, it's not a flamethrower. It's a giant blowtorch shaped like a gun. And yeah, technically speaking, also the rocket is just a giant flamethrower. Until it escapes the majority of the atmosphere, in which case the flames become invisible. Right. Baling time. Realistic baling machinery.
Hello, Dave. Is that Dave? Dave there.
Mr. Banana, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you're here to stay. Looked like somebody subscribed and unsubscribed because they were annoyed that their name didn't pop up. Or they only subscribed to have their name pop up. GG to that person. Actually, props to everybody who's trying to abuse this, thinking that it's, gonna annoy me or whatever. Or just because you want a shout out or something, because that's kind of sad. There we go. Acceptable power. In before the Realism is Key crew come in and just shout at me for using a quad track on a baler. Even still, this thing's struggling. Now I'm preempting the Realism crowd deciding to it's a thumbnail and a half. Good idea! Oh, except for that annoyance. Yeah, the BM modding HUD doesn't like it. BM modding's HUD doesn't like being told to go away. So if I just zoom out a bit, I can crop it in. Like so. I am not putting Big Bud on the baler today. Still think I need NOS, but I think so too, Dan, but FarmSim doesn't agree. Have I tried the mining bot? Randy, where exactly in Farming Simulator 17 is the word mining? That is... like, if you want to play a mining simulator, get a mining simulator like Gold Rush. If you want to play it in Farm Sim, maybe you're playing the wrong game. Don't get the point of those stupid mods. And what's worse is they're always like hideously optimized. Where's forestry? Agroforestry, Luke. Agroforestry is a thing. Don't get Gold Rush, it's broken. How is it broken, Alex? I mean, other than the massive FPS issues. Fishtailing a bit. In all seriousness though, if you want to do mining in Farm Sim, you're probably playing the wrong game. Particle effects on this bloody baler are insane. Is the baler pushing around the tractor? No, that's the tractor not wanting to go in a straight line, Dan. And me not being very good at turning this thing. There's only no optimization if you use the biggest wash plants. This is the thing. Agroforestry is where you cut down trees with a combine. And in Norway and Sweden and Scandinavia in general, forestry is a part of farming. You farm during the summer and you actually go out and do forestry during the winter. As well as that in the UK and Ireland, a big part of farming is making sure that the trees on your land aren't overgrown and aren't like going to impede on your crop growth. So you would have at least the chainsaw so that you could cut down the trees, or like if there's a tree that's at risk of falling down, you cut it down. If there's a tree that's kind of growing a bit over the crop and causing shade issues or something like that, you cut a branch off. If a branch is at risk of falling down, you cut the branch, you know, around this time of year, maybe a bit earlier, and you just dispose of it and chip it up. That's exactly it, Mike. And as a secondary point to the forestry, to a certain extent, is part of farming. Who here buys firewood? For, like, who's going to open fire and buys firewood? Because I know my family does. I happen to know that the guy who sells it is a farmer. He chops down trees on his land, which he's completely entitled to do. Lops them up into firewood, and hey, look. He's making money off forestry, but he's a farmer. He's not allowed to do that, according to you guys. I did not go to the Irish finals yesterday, Molly. Or, underused. Do you sell it? Yeah, but you're not a farmer, Dan. You're allowed to. You're not a farmer. You're allowed to. Farmers aren't allowed to do anything but farming, apparently. Do you know what farmers don't do? Mining. Do you know what farmers really don't do? Working in factories. I know I made the same argument when forestry actually came into farm sim, that, you know, oh, well, this is dumb. You know, you don't have big ponces, scorpion kings and whatnot, but whatever. There are probably some people who do. They do deliver stuff to factories. Yes, they sell their crops. But what they don't do is pull stuff out of the factories afterwards and then bring it off somewhere else to a different factory to sell it. So, like, I'm still against the factory mods. By the way, guys, I haven't mentioned this much, but people have left. I've triggered so many people by saying mining mods are dumb. If you want to buy games on the cheap, I do have an affiliate link for Instant Gaming. If you use that, you can, number one, buy games cheap, and number two, help me get games slightly cheaper as well. Help me out a bit. It's going into chat right now. Buy Farm Sim there at a discount. There's a Steam sale coming up, so when there's a Steam sale, Instant becomes suddenly even more useful because it actually takes the Steam sale price and reuses it even more. What about giant machines? That's a game about giant machines, Dan. I can explain that really easily, Randy. Giants always have something to collect in-game. In FS 13 it was horseshoes. In FS 15 it was something else that was kind of stupid. In FS17 it's gold nuggets. Because if you look at Goldcrest, there's an old gold mine there. That's why it's gold nuggets. They do, yes, Alex, they do actually give you a Steam code when you buy the game. So like if you buy an Instant Gaming, they give you a Steam code. You can use that code on Steam. I've used it a few times myself. Beer bottles and FS Online, yeah, like it's just random junk. FS15 was gold coins. Thank you, Underused. Like it's random junk. It has no bearing on what is or isn't supposed to be in the game. But what I bought recently on Instant, I actually used Landy's referral link to give him a bit of a kickback, was Tabletop Simulator, which may or may not eventually end up on the channel. I don't know. I got it to chill out with the guys on TeamSpeak with when we all get it, and you can play board games on there. I've been playing pool and chess and stuff with Dan lately. Hello, Dara. How are you doing? People are coming back now that I've stopped complaining. I think Randy's really triggered though. Tabletop Simulator. It's a game that very heavily relies on the Steam Workshop, and basically, if a board game exists, you can probably play it. My breeds. What, the fact that I lost despite having 3 queens because I wasn't paying attention to where your pieces were. Also the fact that our like dragon was just like randomly at the side of the board at all times. West Coast had a quarry. It doesn't really anymore. It's got a disused quarry now. Like, usually the mining stuff is just set pieces in a map that are there for decoration. Doesn't mean that you're supposed to use them. You didn't have any strategy, Dan! You were flailing wildly, trying not to die. Also, when I was telling you where to go, that was because they were literally the only moves you could have done. With ETS2 being £7 now, when the Steam stuff comes, usually yes, Alex. Usually Instant has prices that are less than Steam. Hey Randy, there's a fun little rule in the rules that you probably didn't read. Which just basically says don't argue because you'll lose. You've been timed out. Wonderful. Yeah, bye-bye. You asked a dumb question. I answered. It's FS11 that what was FS09 then? FS09 surely had a collectible random piece of junk. People seem to forget that YouTube isn't a democracy. I know in FS15 you had to throw the gold coins down the well and then you got like $1 million. But the horseshoes, the horseshoes in FS13... What was it? Oh, it filled up your silos, didn't it? To like 100 million or something, or 100,000 or something like that. Give you like stupid amounts of crops. And then there was a This is something Giants haven't done since. If you played on Hagenstedt for long enough, once you collected all the horseshoes, you would occasionally get a, like, I think 24 hours later you'd get a rainbow, and at the end of that rainbow would be a pot of gold, and then there was a meteor that fell from the sky after the, after a certain amount of days, regardless of what you did, and that'd give you like stupid amounts of money. 100 for £18. Yeah, like instant gaming is trustworthy, by the way. I wouldn't be kind of promoting it otherwise. That rainbow's where anything comes from. Yeah, you can think that if you want, I guess. It's not right, but you can think it. You know, this bailing is going a lot easier now that I'm using the fast track for it. I found all the gold nuggets on this map. Hang on, I'll just find all the gold nuggets real quick. Oh look, I've got $1 billion. I don't go after the gold nuggets because they're pointless. Yeah, I bought games from Instant. I buy from Instant regularly. It is 100% trustworthy. I'll put it this way, it's not G2A. There's no insurance scam being run on the keys. It's literally, you buy your key, you get your key is good. TMCC, yes, I felt the same way. I actually did my research, and the keys are actually direct from the devs. When's the team start starting? I think it's the 6th to the 8th. Or the 9th. Is the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year sale. And it's coming up very, very soon indeed, like next week. It's only going to be a short one, but worth keeping your eyes open for. Only thing is you can't use Steam vouchers. That is the downside, because it's not Steam. Could I use something smaller? No. I mean, yes, but I'd be driving at like 2 kilometers an hour constantly. Like, I've got a 350 horsepower Valtra sat at the side of the field that just apparently doesn't have the grunt to pull this monstrosity. So, courtesy of BM Modding, having made this stupid heavy, I have no choice really, but on this map to use the quad track. Although just for you, Mr. Case CBX, I will get something a bit more realistic. So let's move the quad track off here. Let's put this screen up, and let's get something a bit more realistic. Delivery space is blocked. Just get rid of those temporarily. Still blocked. What else is over at the shop that I can move? Shop. Oh, we can get rid of the sprayer temporarily as well. Buy him back after the stream, but just for now, the sprayer can go. That should give me enough room to buy the tractor. There we go. There we go, that's a much more realistic tractor to be baling with, isn't it? There you go, Mr. Case CVX. You asked for a more realistic tractor, I give you a more realistic tractor. I mean, it's causing a bit of a mess for some reason, but even though it doesn't have a PTO. It doesn't need a PTO, the hydraulics are powerful enough, it's fine. This is working better than the quad track. This bale's better than the quad track. Dan, believe it or not, this is still running with MR. Happy with the new map? Very. Particularly happy with how realistic it can be. I mean, there's nothing more realistic than baling with a Big Bud 747 with triple wheels. Zero compaction happening here, lads. No compaction ever. No PTO. It's alright, the baler's been modified to run entirely off hydraulics. Can I get the Case Puma straight pipe? No, I don't have it. I can get it again, but I mean, I'll be blunt, it's not a very good mod. It sounds great, but that's about it. Put it next to 135. Oh my god, now I've got to. So where is it? 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 There we go, 135. So if you ever wondered how big the Big Bud is, and how small the 135 is, .135 is about the same size as a Big Bud wheel. Why do I not play this map of Seasons? Because nobody likes watching Seasons. Anyway, back to the super serious baling. Nobody likes watching Seasons. I've found that, like, if I do a primary series of Seasons, people tune out after like 20 episodes, and it just kills maps off way too quickly. Whereas if I don't use Seasons, people will tend to watch a bit longer. Depends on how you do Seasons. I don't think there's a way to do Seasons in a standard series without having those issues. Stream started very realistic and went downhill rapid. Well, no, the quad track plowing was realistic. It just went downhill when somebody complained about me using the quad track to bale because the bloomin' Valtra over there, despite having 350 horsepower, can't do anything worthwhile. Am I? I'm good, Mr. Jingles. Works very good in roleplay. Yes, that is true. It still kind of has limitations. Yeah? What? Oh. I was going to finish the baling. I really was. But, I've just been handed some rather delicious looking toasted sandwiches. And Doritos. No it didn't, Alex. So I was going to make myself a sandwich later anyway, so that's kind of fine. Yeah, I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff. Until then, stay safe, and I'm going to enjoy this food. It's going to be delicious, and I'm going to be very happy. By the way, top tip for toasties. TMCC and anybody else who's interested. If you want it, to look this delicious, butter the outside. And they cook it to perfection. Good lord, that cheese is hilariously cheesy. I'll leave you with some music in the end screen. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.